Howard Finkel. So, anyways, and a lot of people have said this about Howard, especially guys from my generation, maybe give or take 5 years or so, 10 years, whatever. When you were a kid, Howard Finkel was the voice for wrestling. He was the greatest announcer of all time by far. I think they took him off TV like 20 years ago. He's 69 when he passed away. They took him off TV when he was my age for aesthetic reasons, aka looks. Listen, I get it. TV looks. I don't give a shit what the ring announcer looks like. I could care less. I care about the voice. And Howard had the voice. The voice. Same reason when they took Jim Ross off commentary in WWE. Why? Why you do that? You're not looking at his face. If you don't like his face, it's his voice. That's what wrestling is. You equate the voice with the memories and the matches and the monumental events that happen. So when I think of Howard Finkel, I think of like when Hogan fights Andre at WrestleMania 3. Who's the ring announcer? Howard Finkel. Did we see his face? No. Did we hear his voice? Yes. So I think it was a little bit of a shame that they didn't allow Howard to continue on, but let's take away the negative and focus on the positives. When I first signed with WWE, my first show was August 9th. August 9th is, I think, when I made my debut against The Rock, 1999. I'm sure you guys know it more than I do. You guys probably have it all written down, et cetera, et cetera. But August 8th, they had Sunday Night Heat in Detroit, Rock City. Detroit, Rock City, and I get a call on my answering machine from Howard Finkel saying, "This is Howard Finkel." Everyone has the invitation, right? "Hello, Chris. This is Howard Finkel from the World Wrestling Federation, and I'm letting you know that you are booked on August 9th in Chicago. You're also requested to be at Detroit, August 8th. Whatever it was. So Howard Finkel called my answering machine, and I was just like, "Oh, Howard Finkel." That's when you knew you made it, because he had such a distinct voice. And when he called you to tell you you were booked, he still sounded like Howard Finkel. Like, it wasn't like, "Hey, this is Howard." And then he went on and said, "This is Howard." Like, he talked like this all the time. And Howard also always talked about music. He knew I was a music guy. And he was going, "You heard the new Black Crowes, Chris? They're good." Like, whatever. I'm doing the worst Howard Finkel. Luke Gallows is a great Howard Finkel. And so does Edge. But, and then when I first arrived in WWE, I had just come over from WCW where I had Ralphus. You guys remember Ralphus, right? And I guess Vince Russo, who was the guy who basically brought me over, and he was writing for me, kind of wanted a Ralphus type of a vibe. So right off the bat, I was with Howard Finkel, if you remember this. And I called him Harold Finkel. And Howard, like, dude, this guy wasn't just a ringer. By the way, Howard Finkel was Vince McMahon's first employee. Think about that. WWE, one of the biggest companies in the world, Howard was his first employee and probably his most loyal, and was a great lackey for me. I posted something on my Instagram this week where I was firing him up to go beat up Tony Chimmel or whatever it might be. So anyways, just a great guy, and his health deteriorated as he, kind of went downhill. But listen, what an amazing person. What a great guy. And God bless you. And listen, if nothing else, Howard Finkel, definitely by far the greatest ring announcer of all time. Am I right? Exactly. So God bless you, Howard. And thanks for being such a good cat. So